Alright guys, how are we going? Back on the bike for another chat. This time guys, I wanted to talk about really the difference between this bike and my street triple, the 660 that I owned. So yeah, I just wanted to really go over the main differences, because they're bikes that I think if you were looking for the Ducati, you'd also be looking at the Triumph. So yeah, I just wanted for you guys to know my thoughts on both bikes. Now I'll start with, obviously, both being premium brands as well. Owning a Ducati is pretty special, and the same as owning a Triumph. So I think the brand itself has its ups as well. I think and the build quality on each bike is phenomenal. They're both really good. I think if not, I think the Triumph's that little bit better even. But yeah, both awesome components. This one's got Brembo brakes, where I think the Street Triple had the Nissan, but awesome bikes. Now the differences I'm going to start with, and I mentioned this in my review as well on this bike, but the actual handling of this bike and the ergonomics of it. So it's a little bit more aggressive than the Triumph. It's a little bit more over the handlebars, so you feel like you're a little bit more over the front wheel, and the pegs are a bit higher. I did mention I went on a long ride, about a 4-hour ride up and back down to Wollongong, which is actually where I'm from originally. I live in Sydney now, but yeah, it was after the sort of 2 hours down there, you could really feel it. I did a couple of long rides on the Triumph as well, and it wasn't so bad. I was really sort of cramping up in my thighs and stuff, so I definitely felt it. Now the other thing, obviously both very different characters as well, being the 3-cylinder, that triple sound, it's really unique, which I actually really love triples. I think my next bike will be a triple. I think I might go back to a street triple, but I'm sort of looking at other options as well. But yeah, that'll come next year. Now, yeah, so obviously the sounds on each bike are very different. Oh geez, that sun is very strong. I think on the Ducatis, and nowadays I think, especially with the newer ones with the emissions and everything, you have to have an exhaust, an aftermarket exhaust. I think they've quieted them down quite a lot. So I think any of the new Ducatis with a nice pipe on it sounds awesome. You get that overrun and everything like that. So I think that's a must. Well, I think it's a must on any bike really. Now, the other thing I will say, I preferred... Oh, that's a nice Hummer. I preferred the dash on the Street Triple. Obviously, this is a bit of an older bike. So yeah, the dash is a little better on that bike. And you had a fuel gauge. You do miss a fuel gauge when you only got a fuel light. It's a bit annoying. God, this area has gone up so quick. Can't believe the homes around here. So yeah, this is Bella Vista Waters, guys, if you're not familiar with the area. I haven't been down here for a few months, and yeah, wow, all these homes are going up really fast. Anyways, back to the bike. So yeah, so other than the characters of each bike, obviously the handling, I think this one's a little bit lighter. It flicks side to side a little bit better. Now I think the Triumph was a little bit quicker. Obviously this one's restricted by the throttle, so you can actually really feel the throttle sort of kick in. Jeez, I haven't been down here. Wow. The throttle kick in, it's sort of like half turn throttle, and you kind of hit the limiter pretty quick. But yeah, I guess they're both very different bikes, and they each have their awesome, you know, qualities about them, and I think you can't go wrong with either of them. Personally, I prefer the looks of this bike, actually. Like I said, I don't like the new one, the new 659, the looks of that, but I really do love the look of this model. I'd probably say at the moment, with this bike being definitely, well, in Australia anyways, it's the price of these is so good at the moment. You know, under 10 grand. You know, I think even around the 6 or 7 grand mark, you could probably pick one of these up for with a few kilometers on them. Which is, you know, I think is such good value. You know, comparing that to picking up a Ninja 400 or a 390, the KTM, I just think this is such I'm going to say a better bike. Not that they're bad bikes, don't get me wrong, they're not bad bikes. I just think I think this is a far superior bike over those options for the same money. Yes, this is a few years old. You know, yes, the dash is not as good. But you know, I think for the big bike feel, this is awesome. And I think even for females and, you know, really anyone, like even as a first bike, the power is not that bad to learn on. So yeah, I think it's an awesome option, guys. So, you know, it's just my opinion. I've had a few bikes now. I had obviously the Triumph. I've had a VTR 250, and actually that feels very similar to this bike. This feels actually like just a big version. That was a V-twin as well. That was an awesome bike. I've had a SV650. What else have I had? I had obviously this bike now. I've had scooters. So I've had a few bikes, and I've ridden a lot of bikes. You know, I've ridden a Ninja 400. I've ridden the 650s. I've ridden the CB, the Honda CB 650R, the new one. The Husqvarnas, I've ridden them. So I mean, I'm coming from a place where, you know, in the lambs market, I've ridden most of them, and I think as far as bang for your buck, this is I reckon number one at the moment. You can't beat this. The other thing, obviously, the servicing cost of this bike and the Triumph, I would say. I actually didn't end up getting a service. I didn't hold the Triumph long enough, but I do believe the price of the, you know, servicing here in Australia is quite expensive. You know, you're looking at upwards of, you know, $400 to $1,000 for a service, where, you know, the Japanese bikes are going to be noticeably cheaper. And also, I guess, I mean, insurance wise, it was the Triumph and the Ducati were very similar. I think I'm paying about $70, $80 a month here in Australia, and I'm 30 years of age. and obviously on my restricted license. But yeah, guys, other than that, I just wanted this one to be a quick video, just really talking about each bike, and the real benefits for each bike. Yeah, this bike is just so flickable. I just love the way this handles. It is so good, and it's actually really confidence inspiring. Like, I think, you know, the Trumph was obviously a little bit heavier, and you felt it. You felt that, you know, especially in the corners and slower stuff, you really did feel it. But this just, it hits that limiter really quick though, I will say that. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. I just yeah, wanted to talk quickly about each bike. And yeah, guys, so thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and the like button. That'll help me out a lot so we can continue these videos. Now that I'm on a bike again, I'm hoping to do one a week. But yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks.